In this video, presented by www.free-academy.com, we're going to practice doing trigonometric derivatives by doing problem 9 and 10 out of the text. Problem 9 gives us that f of x is equal to secant of x times tangent of x. Now, there's, in any problem, multiple ways of going about solving it. For example, in this one, you could split up your secant and your tangents into their sine and cosine forms. Secant is 1 over cosine, I believe, and tangent is sine over cosine, so this would be sine over cosine squared. Or you can just solve this using your secant and tangents derivative rules, which is what I would recommend. For starters, you're going to need to do the product rule on this because we have one function times another function. So f is going to be equal to secant of x, g is equal to tangent of x. Then you need to find your derivatives f prime and g prime. F prime is the derivative of secant of x, which is secant x tangent x. And g is the derivative of tangent of x, which is secant squared of x. So now we can plug everything into our product rule, which is f prime g plus g prime f. And our derivative is equal to secant of x times tangent of x times g, which is tangent of x. And this will be plus g prime, secant squared of x, times f, which is secant of x. And then, of course, we can simplify this down a little bit, and this is going to be equal to secant of x times tangent squared of x plus secant squared of x. So what I did is I factored a secant out in front. And that's about as far as you can take it in terms of simplifying it. You can put everything in terms of sines and cosines, maybe hammer down those terms a little bit, but I would say that that's about good in terms of simplification. Moving on to do problem 10, we have f of x equals the secant of x over 1 plus tangent of x. Now this problem is just begging for us to do a quotient rule. And let me write that out really quick. The derivative of f over g is equal to g f prime minus f g prime over g squared. F is the top. It's equal to secant of x. G is the bottom. It's equal to 1 plus tangent of x. So we need f prime, derivative of secant of x, which is secant x tangent of x. And we need g prime, which is derivative of 1, which is 0, plus the derivative of tangent of x, which is secant squared of x. So now we have those four components. Let's plug everything into our product rule formula. F prime of x is equal to 1 plus tangent of x times f prime, which is secant x tangent of x. This is minus f times g prime, which is g prime is secant squared, times secant, which is, so that's just secant to the third. And this is all divided by g squared, which is 1 plus tangent squared. And there we have the derivative for problem 10.